Hello, BookTube. Well, it's just a tiny little haul this time around, and the last of the books is soft and squishy. The only thing I can think of that might be is a children's floating plush bathtub book, the kind that can dunk under water and that floats on the water, and that you don't have to worry about it. You can just give it to the kid, and it's like a big picture and one word on each page. And you know, as much as such a book is probably not reviewable, it would please me to see, because one of the things I regret, one of the things I miss most in my current life, in my life in America for the last however, is baths. Is a nice big generous iron bathtub where I can have a good relaxing bath. I see Instagram pictures, I read stories, I've even seen some reading nook tours by some of you who are lucky enough to have a bath that actually fits a human being, and I envy it. I really do. I had one in most of the places where I've lived. I have had a big iron tub that you could just, fill with water and then just relax in. And I would be willing to take a plush book toy if it came with a tub. Right now I have the ordinary American setup. I don't know why they even bother with it. I don't know why it's not just one big generous shower stall, as opposed to having to stand in a tub you never use. There's a little, the merest gesture of a tub. It wouldn't fit. If I were lying flat on my back, it still wouldn't be good enough. But anyway, we'll get to the plush toy last. We'll do this little one first. Oh, okay. This is a finished copy of a historical novel, The Other Alcott. I can't remember if we got the original here on this channel. Let's see here. There is nothing more complicated than the relationship among sisters, and the one shared by the Alcott sisters of Concord, Massachusetts was no exception. This inspired Louisa May Alcott as she wrote her classic novel Little Women, but while everyone cheers on Jo March, a character based on Louisa herself, Amy is often the least favorite sister. Now it's time to learn the truth about the real Amy, Louisa's sister May. Okay, now I have questions for you. I mean, that sounds fascinating, and I didn't read this. The advance copy's been around for a while, and I haven't read this. This comes out in early September. But I have questions for you now. Those of you who are sisters, is it true that no relationship is quite so complicated as the relationship you have with your sisters? And also, those of you who are big Little Women fans, is it true that Amy is the least favorite sister? I've only read the book once, and I am determined not to reread it until I can get my hands on the absolutely gorgeous annotated edition that was done a few years ago that somehow never got to me. That's the edition of Little Women that I want, and I just have to come up with a good way to schmooze it out of the publisher. But until then, my memory is, decades old, and I'm sure that some of you worship the book. Is it true that Amy is the least favorite sister? Was she your least favorite sister? And if so, is it justified? And then we'll move on. This thing is very thin. It could be a slim volume of poetry. I wouldn't bet the farm against it. What have we here? Oh no, it's not a slim volume of poetry. It's an essay. It's a protracted essay. This one is called Sucking Up. A Brief History of Sycophancy. It's by Deborah Parker and Mark Parker. It has a lollipop on the cover. And it has a great blurb by Dave Barry. Sucking Up is a terrific book. And I'm not just saying that because the authors have called me the greatest living American writer. Suck up, brown noser, bootlicker, lick spittle. Found in every walk of life, both real and imagined, sycophants surround us. But whether we grumble about sycophancy or grudgingly tolerate it as the price of getting along in a complex society, we rarely examine it closely. This book humorously considers that slavish art from the historical past to our current political environment. And of course, this comes out in early October. Sounds like a hoot. Unfortunately, the current political environment in America is the very first thing you think of now when you hear the word sycophant. And that's bad. That shouldn't be true. But nevertheless, we have a deeply ingrained culture of sycophancy in Washington, D.C. right now, and it's not doing anybody any favors. So, okay, well, but we're done. We're on to the squishy book, the bathtub book. Wouldn't that be fun if that was The Adventures of a Fish or something like that? I would have to give it away, but I would love to see it. I hardly ever see those things. Oh no! Oh, okay, all right, okay, okay. This is not a book at all. It's the Sierra Club. I subscribed to them. Oh, look at that, has a carry. This is a little camp blanket, a very light fleece. You couldn't bring this camping. I subscribe to them, and they give you, for your subscription, they give you little bits and pieces. And little blanket throws like this are very convenient, especially when you have old dogs with continence issues. They're very convenient. Oh, wonderful. Okay, great. All right. So we've got Sucking Up and The Other Alcott, and those are the two books. And then we have a blanket from the Sierra Club. I tell you people rifle through my mail. All right. So that'll do for now. I will see you soon. I have a lot of other stuff to do. I almost started this video with the much-hated booktube trope of just a string of apologies. We all hate it, and yet we all do it. But in this case, I honestly feel like they're justified because I have been remiss in regular series. I love them, and I get people's hopes up, and then I've been remiss in doing them. And we've got two big ones, the Western Canon and American Presidents, Presidential Library. So I haven't forgotten either one of those. So I will get to them. I was just about to say there are only so many hours in the day, and then I remembered I have 10 more of them than you do. I won't say that. I will get to both of those in very short order, and I'll see you soon. Thank you, BookTube.